Recording. Hello, happy Monday. This is kind of going to be like short, sweet, to the point, just because Britt and I were talking, and a lot of the stuff we went over last month is what needs to continue to happen, if that makes sense. So, let me make sure I'm muted. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about, though, is I have had tons of questions about the tag team BOGO deal that the company is launching. They have never launched this with me being a part of the company, so I am not like 1000% sure on all the details. I just know what I read and what it sounds like. So in the details given, it is where if you order 125 or more, then your customer will then get 100, and they order 125 or more will also get BOGO. So if you need product, oh, thanks, babe. I didn't even realize that it was in the dark. If you need product, order it tomorrow, order over $125 or more, and you can offer the BOGO to a customer or promoter, right? If you're like me and you don't need product, I'm not going to buy product just to have product or just to spend money, because that's not what we're in this business for, right? But I am going to, all my potentials that reach out to me, all my customers that reach out to me that ask me questions about it, because again, it is first time new orders that get the second BOGO. So anybody that reaches out to me, I'm going to just tell them, I'll be like, hey, like all new promoters, hey, if you sign your first promoter or your first customer today, you're going to get BOGO on your products, and so is your first person. That's how I'm going to kind of word it with my potentials, if that makes sense. And then with customers, stacking customers, if they have somebody that also wants to do the weight loss journey with them, stack it. Why not? You know what I mean? Get them into referring, and then if they refer to customers underneath them, then they're going to get free product credit. So that's already one down for the month, and we're at the beginning of the month. So that's in my mind how I'm going to play that. Again, we don't have official details until the email comes out, so don't like quote me or hold me word for word. We will for sure tomorrow in the team page explain it all like completely, but in my mind reading it, that's how I understood it. So I hope that helped and clarify anything. If anybody had any questions on it or were just unsure of what it meant, to me, that's what I think it is. Britt, is that what you thought too?
Yeah, that's exactly. And it's not double volume, just FYI. I wanted to make sure that was clarified, because I know I thought so at the beginning when I was reading through, and then I reread. It's just double quantity, which is like BOGO. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So now I kind of want to talk about what Britt and I were planning to talk about, and that is, it's the last month of the year. I know the last Zoom that we did, we chatted about having that fire lit to go into this month. Well, now we're here. Now I don't want to say it's like do or die, because obviously it's not. If you don't earn your bonus, like it's not the end of the world, right? Like that's not what we're here for, is a one-time bonus. We're here for residual weekly income. But if that bonus is something that you want and it's something that you are working towards, put a meaning behind it. If you didn't watch M's video in the team page today, I highly suggest watching it. When it comes to her and I were talking a lot the last couple of months. I earned the re-rank bonus in October. And then she earned it in November, this last month. So obviously she's my enroller, and I earned a bonus and she didn't. That can play, well, she didn't right away. She earned it later. But that can play a huge mind game on you. It's the same thing of where everybody is right now. If you have not earned your bonus yet, but other people around you are winning, that is okay. It does not mean you aren't going to get it. And I saw a status, and it was from one of our leaders, but I don't remember who. And it was like about how you can shine, you can still have your own fire lit, you can still shine, and you can still ignite other people's fires. That's how I want every single person to go into this month. wanting to help the most people, wanting to help the most people in your downline, wanting to help the most people join, wanting to help the most customers get the results that they want. Because the more people you help, the more you grow. I have always said, and it was something that my mom always taught me growing up. She said that if you want your bank account to grow, you start by growing other people. So think about that. If you want your weekly checks to go up, it starts by helping your team grow. It starts by pouring into your team. It starts by pouring into yourself. It starts by showing up. If you think that showing up is posting once a day on one platform, it's not. I'm sorry. It's not. If you think showing up is being on one of these calls when we have them, well, I know I do, Britt and I do every Monday. Then we have the hustling teams on Wednesday and the hustling team on Sunday. So that's 3 calls. If you show up to this one, and nothing else for the rest of the month, that's not showing up. Doing self-development once and then saying, oh, I'm good. You're not. Self-development is daily. Showing up is daily. Doing multiple things. Something that I love that Britt always reminds me is that you can do one more. She will remind me of that on times that I'm exhausted. She says, you need to pour into yourself, but then remember that once you've poured into yourself, you can always do one more thing. So I want to ask, when was the last time you poured into yourself? When was the last time you sat and you looked in the mirror and you said, this is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm here. This bonus has this meaning to me. This weekly paycheck has this meaning to me and my family. This is why I'm not quitting. Last week, Katie, and I'm all over the place with names, sorry y'all, but our leaders have just this week, I'm just yes. But last week, Katie shared on the hustling page about one of her babes who would have earned the $40,000 bonus, right? So it made me go look in my back office, and I had 2 people that walked away from their business. One would have earned the $40,000 bonus in October. The other one, and working towards $80,000, and would have been if she was working, she would have probably earned the $80,000 last month. So think about that, $40,000 and $80,000, because she walked away because she did not see overnight success. She did not want to show up every single day. So her work that she had been doing for a year and a half paid out now we're in December. So 2 months ago, paid out in 5-figure bonuses. My heart hurt looking at that. Another one walked away for another company, and I truly, truly believe when I say, if this is not your home, then I will bless and hope that you find your home. But I know that if it's because you aren't seeing something overnight, think about all these people that have walked away in the last 2 months would have earned literally $4,000, $12,000, $40,000, and $80,000 of bonuses because their work that they started putting in a year ago wasn't happening fast enough for them. They weren't here to see the success that it happened, as it happened. They weren't here to get the reward because they gave up before it was able to reward itself. The things that you are doing right now, the things that you've been doing the last couple months, the things that you've been doing since you joined this business are just going to start rewarding you. If you're brand new this month, I've been in this industry for over 6 years. This month on the 10th will be my 2-year anniversary with Lavelle. I did some math, and I have earned with Lavelle in bonuses alone over $320,000. I've been in this industry for 6 years. That is 6 years of work, 6 years of growing my network, 6 years of growing my brand. Can you imagine if I would have given up and not believed in myself enough to continue doing this? I would have walked away from, not even mentioning my weekly paychecks, but I would have walked away from over $300,000. That would hurt my heart. If I were to be working right now and being wow, I really could use this, thinking that what if, do not allow yourself to be that person in the future to say, what if? To stop yourself from being a what if person, you give your all right now. Does that make sense? In order to make sure that you see the rewards that you're having, show up every day. And if you think that showing up every day again is just one thing, we have IPAs. Are you doing your IPAs on just one platform, or are you doing them on both? If you're only doing it on one platform, why? Seriously, why? If you choose to only do IPAs one place and then and I'm sorry if there's kids on here, but half-ass your other site, your other platform, why? Are you willing to look in the mirror and tell yourself you're only worth half the effort, half the reward? No. Every single one of you is worth the full reward and the full effort. And if you want that raise, you want that bonus, you look in the mirror and you tell yourself that you're going to get it. And then not only that, put a meaning behind it. To me, earning that repeat bonus and then earning Rob's 40K meant Rob coming home. Meant him not having to go to work. The minute he saw Rylan after giving birth was the month that I was closing out. I was closing out my repeat bonus in labor. I did not get my epidural for over 11 hours because I still wanted to enroll. 10 out of 10 do not recommend, but I did it, right? And the reason I did that is because I gave birth to Rylan, and the first thing that Rob said is, I don't want to go back. Well, not the first thing, but I don't want to go back to work. I don't want to leave you guys. And he has not been back to work since I gave birth on a Saturday, and his last day of work was Friday before I gave birth, because he did not want to go back and he did not have to. This industry allows that. This industry will provide that for you, but only if you are willing to do the work today. My why when I first started this industry was my future family 2 years ago. Did I know that it would be within 2 years? No. But I knew that if I wanted in my future family to have what we deserve and to be a full-time stay-at-home family, I had to put in the work then. 2 years later, and we have it. But that's 2 years. And it's so, so easy to see people coming in and them moving at a faster rate than you, or a slower rate, or a sideways rate, or upside down rate, whatever you want to call it, than what you're doing, and compare yourself. Do not allow your worth to be compared to comparison. Do not compare yourself to others. Where you are right now is exactly where you need to be, and it's exactly where you need to grow through. If you aren't willing to fail, you cannot succeed. If you are not willing to fail forward, you cannot succeed. This doesn't happen overnight, and it keeps going, but it only keeps going if you do. I don't want a single person to get discouraged. I don't want a single person to look at somebody and say, why not me? Why not you? Instead of being in the pity side of why not me, be in the why not me, that lights a fire, let's go. It's all in how you view things and how you do it. So I really want people, everybody, not just everybody on here, but people in general in our industry and on our team, to understand the importance of showing up every day. And that's why we do IPAs. That's why we have IPA chats. That's why we do work with me. That's why I've recorded every work with me I've done, because if you are not sure where to go or what to do, pull up one of those old Zooms. They're all on YouTube. They're all on our team page. If you need someone to kind of go through and time block with you, or kind of go through and do it with you, do the recorded Zooms. Every single day, do all of your IPAs, and not just in one spot, but every spot. I said on my IPA chat a couple weeks ago, I want to say maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe last week. I don't know. Time all kind of mushes together. When you have a baby and you're not sleeping, it just kind of all goes like this. But I said, if you did an opportunity post yesterday on your story, congratulations, that's not today. Do one today. If you did one yesterday, that was for yesterday. What are you doing for today? What are you showing up for, and what are you representing for yourself and your brand today? Yesterday's in the past. You're building for tomorrow, and you have to do it today. Britt, what else do you got?
So piggybacking off of that, I think sometimes like I see a lot of momentum at the beginning and then the gas kind of lets off towards the middle and then we push again a little harder at the end. And I really want you guys to implement for the next, like from now until the end of December, keep that pedal to the floor. Like keep that focus, keep that vision, keep that momentum every single day. Because girls, there's going to be days that you don't feel like doing this. There's going to be days that life throws some curveballs at you. There's going to be moments, but you're stronger than that. I want to like put this in a perspective. You were led here for a reason. And I am a firm believer that everyone that is a part of this tribe has a calling on their life. I don't know what that is. I don't know what your background story is. I don't know where you've come from, but I want to. And the people watching you do too. The people that are on your timeline, regardless if you think that your story isn't powerful or that your journey isn't strong enough or that you just, I hear this so much. I sit at home. I'm a boring person. I'm at home 95% of the time. So I don't want to hear that excuse. Okay? I like being home. That's my personality. It's part of my brand, whatever. I'm a homebody. But the thing about it is, if that's not you, then don't be that. Stop looking to the left or the right. I really want you guys to center back with your joy. We have so much joy when we first start something exciting and new. And then we lose that because life happens. But you guys, that's usually because you're comparing. It's usually because you're not keeping that pedal to the metal at all times. You need to center with your why. And Lynn's helped me do this because honestly, and I'm going to be real, I got in as a leader, I got into the comparison of what my tribe wasn't doing and what I wish they were doing. Honestly, because I want this so bad for every single life that comes on my tribe. But I had to learn as a leader that everyone wants it as bad as I want it for them. And when I say you can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out, this is that time where you have to really reflect. How do you want 2020 to look? Does your last 90 days look like the past 6 months? Because if it does, then you need to up your game. You need to really connect with your why. You need to really connect with your growth. And this is something, you guys, and I'm the queen of like tough love, whatever you guys like, well, not the queen, but like everyone knows that I'm like tough love, like person, or that I speak really like to my heart. But the thing is, I kind of noticed myself not connecting with my self-development, truly. And like not really like taking the time to pour into my cup. And the thing is, you can't pour from an empty cup. And so if this is something that you're not implementing for you and you're having trouble posting or building content or finding things that make you you or having conversations or doing your income producing activities, I really want you to understand it's usually because you're not connected with you and being vulnerable and being real to what you're going through and your self-development. Self-development is my secret sauce. It is 80% mindset in this business and 20% hard work. And that's me for right now. Linz, did you want to talk about anything in regards to like?
Sorry, I was totally drinking water. So I don't really have anything to add to that, but what I do want to say is it's not the first of the month, but it's pretty dang close. It's the second. If you have let off the gas, it's never too late to start pushing on it again. If you have the last month, if you kind of drifted away or you slowed down, but you're not willing to admit that you've slowed down, I want you to realize that when you lie, and you say, not lie is not really a good word, but when you say that I'm doing everything and I'm here and this, that, or the other, and you say this to, I have so many people that come to me, my team, not my team, just people, and they ask for help, and I say, what are you doing? And they say everything. And I'm like, okay, explain what everything is. Explain this to me. What are your IPAs? What is this? What is that? And they come and they say, I'm doing everything that I possibly can, or I do this, I do that. And you go and you look at their page, and it's not that. You lying, again, I hate that word lying, but fibbing, I don't know, what's a better word? Whatever the better word is to me, to your leader, to whoever you're going to asking for help, does not harm us. I'm never going to be, and it's never going to, your check is not harming me. I want it to keep going up, and I want you to have what you want out of this. And I want you to experience the best that you possibly can in all your goals, no matter what they are. I will never tell you a goal is too small. I will never tell you that a goal is too big, because they're your goals, right? But if you can look in the mirror and honestly say that you have not given 100%, why? Coming to me and telling me you've given 100% when you know that you've only given 75% does not harm me. It harms your business. It doesn't allow you to grow. And maybe harm isn't the right word either. You guys know I'm bad with words. I try. But do you get what I'm saying? It's not anything towards my business. I know what I'm capable of, and I know what I bring to the table for my business. Do you know what you're capable of and what you bring to the table? If you cannot look in the mirror and say that you are giving 100%, why? Because the only person that it's affecting that you're not giving 100% to is yourself. Maybe that's a better way of putting it than lie and all those other harm, all the words I shouldn't use. But it's okay. I'm not perfect, and I don't pretend to be. But if you can't own your own bullshit, if you can't own your own words, if you can't own looking in the mirror and saying, this is it, I'm doing it, I'm giving it my all, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but you're actually doing it. If you keep telling yourself that you're doing all the things and you're not, you're going to start believing that you are when you aren't. We have a really, really good way as humans to convince ourselves that we're that this, that, or the other in our brains. And if you are not actually doing it, you're going to convince yourself that you are. So call your own self out. The biggest thing that worked for me in this and was my mind shift, like my mindset shift in this, was recognizing my insecurities within me, within my business, within me on social media, with me in general, as a leader, with me, just everything, right? Realize your own insecurities and work on them. Everybody has them. If you can sit and look in the mirror and say you have no insecurities, I'm sorry, but you haven't called yourself out on your own bullshit yet. Because I have insecurities. Brittany has insecurities. Everybody, M has insecurities. I can't see everybody's who is on here, but every single person on here has insecurities. And if you can't work on them and know that it's okay to have them, as long as you're willing to work on them and they make you you. I use my insecurities and I shout them from the rooftop, because guess what? My insecurity when I first started this was I was insecure to tell people I was in network marketing, because I wasn't sure how they were going to react to me, right? I wasn't sure I didn't know how to explain it in person. I'm just so awkward in person. I'm the girl sitting in the back of the corner, like watching everything. Like I am not this in person until like I'm like real comfortable, right? This is my comfort zone, but in person it's not. So that is my insecurity. So my insecurity was preaching and telling people about network marketing, right? I used that and I made it part of my 5. I made it part of my why. The more I got uncomfortable and the more I was willing to share that aspect of it and challenge my own insecurities, I no longer care if a single person tells me that network marketing doesn't work. That's fine, because I'm sitting in my home that network marketing paid for, with my Mercedes in the garage that network marketing paid for, and a brand new Raptor on the driveway that network marketing paid for. I don't care if anybody tells me that anymore. But 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4, all the way back, I would have shit my pants and been like, okay, and shut up and sat back and been like, Yep. Okay. Thank you. Like, got it. Now, thank you. I don't care. You have to be able to own your insecurities. So channel in and find out what those are and start shouting them from the rooftop. That's literally the best thing I can tell you about anything moving forward and growing and getting uncomfortable and getting out of your box that we put ourselves in, is making sure that you are willing to share what you don't want other people to bring up. About the business, of course. Like, obviously in your personal life, if there's things you don't want to share, I'm not telling you to go shout those from the rooftop. But about the business, my biggest thing was that I wasn't comfortable in admitting I was in network marketing 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Now, I would have it tattooed across my forehead if like I wasn't afraid of like needles anymore and like I got microbladed and cried. So like we're not going to be doing that, and apparently it's like frowned upon to like have that, but I would do that now. Because I am not afraid of it. I am not afraid of what people are going to tell me. I'm not afraid about what people are going to think. And that is the number one insecurity in this industry, is what others are going to think. Step outside of that. Get uncomfortable, because the more you're willing to say, that's fine, like you can think that, I think this, the more you're going to grow, and you're going to realize that that uncomfortable zone that you're in is going to now become your new comfort zone. And then guess what? You're going to grow again, and you're going to find your next insecurity, and you're going to make that your uncomfort zone. And then it's going to be your comfort zone. And before you know it, you're not even going to remember or recognize the picture of you and a side by side of what you looked like before you started this. A before and after does not always have to be weight. A before and after can be mentally. Like, I cannot tell you how much my before and after I don't have a picture of, because it's growth, and growth is not always seen on the outside. Sometimes it is in our smiles. Sometimes it is in our eyes of how awake we are and how happy we look and how true we look. But when you think about posting before and afters, try and switch the script a little bit and share from a whole different perspective that a before and after is not always weight loss. Create your own before and after of your comfort zone and your uncomfortable zone, and then make your uncomfortable zone your new comfort zone and keep going. So that's all that I have for tonight. But I love you all, and I hope that you have a great week. And if anybody has any questions ever, you know my inbox is always open. But let's go not let off the gas at all for this month, and let's see if we can get double, if not triple, the amount of babes earning these bonuses, because the amount that was earned last month, I know in my downline alone, it was over $50,000 in bonuses earned in one day, the last day of November. And that was just my downline, not everybody else's. So can you imagine how many people on our teams are earning these? Be a part of that. Get uncomfortable and go and get them. So I love you guys. Bye.